My name is Jason Straughan, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Codeup. My background is as a software developer. Even then, maybe you would say somebody who solved problems with computers. I had just joined Geekdom. It was kind of this newer thing. I'd started a company called Grok Interactive. We were writing software for web and mobile, and coming down here, joining this Geekdom place and hanging out, and it's weird, and I'm awkward trying to meet all these people. I don't know anybody there, and it's super cool because it's just a bunch of folks like me running around like 2 floors of the Westin Center doing crazy stuff, and I'm trying to figure it out. And Michael had put out an ask about buy somebody coffee if they listen to my startup idea. And so I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, but I'll go listen to some startup idea. That sounds like fun. Plus, I own a software company. Maybe I could, turn this into a customer, whatever. Let's go see what we have here. So go to this meeting, meet up with Michael, and he pitches me this idea that's, it's so bad it's not even worth talking about. He pitches me this like calendar idea, and he's super excited about it. It's him and I think Ryan Tanner. And they're just like, what do you think? Customer feedback, they're doing the lean startup, 3-day startup thing. And I'm like, guys, you sound so excited about San Antonio and startups, and that's exciting. Keep your money. Like, I'll buy the coffees. Your idea is awful, but please come back with better ideas because you guys are awesome, right? But I hate your idea. And so I leave. And, this other person comes up to me, they're like, I didn't know you were raising money. I'm like, what do you mean raising money? I'm not raising money. And they're like, well, why were you meeting with Michael? I'm like, who's Michael? Like the tall guy with the bad ideas? They were like, yeah, that guy. And I was like, oh, it's I don't know, like he was at a pitch meeting and, I was trying to help him with his idea. And they're like, well, he runs like the Geekdom Fund and he's an angel investor up here and he does all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm packing my bags, going home. I guess this Geekdom thing's not going to work out after all. I go home that night, I tell my wife, like, dude, I'm a master at foot in mouth, and I think that I might have just told, one of the investors in like the, who's who in the tech community in San Antonio that their baby was ugly, and I think I'm just going to keep working from home because I'm an idiot.
I'm Michael Girdley. I'm chairman and co-founder here at Codeup. My favorite thing about San Antonio for sure is I like that it's an underdog city. I couldn't imagine living in one of the big major metropolitan areas. I feel like San Antonio is a place where if you're somebody that is ambitious and wants to work hard and wants to do things and think bigger, it's a blank canvas where you can come in and do amazing stuff. And you can't do that if you're in Austin, New York, or LA. Somebody's already built those cities. I love that here you can be part of creating the city that you want to live in. And if you're one of those people that wants to go, and most people do, go to a city where somebody else already did all the hard work and was pioneering, it's great. More power to you. Go to New York, it's great. But if you want to build something and be part of something embryonic, it's a great place to do it.
Michael calls me, wants to know if we want to get an office together. And I'm like, do you remember? No, you called the wrong guy. But I think that's how Michael and I found each other, was at Geekdom. Steel sharpens steel. We were both contrarians. We both like to pick apart each other's ideas, try to make things better. And we decided we wanted to start a company together. It all comes back to Geekdom. Michael and I met bumming around Geekdom. 2 Adams and the Smasher ran into each other. Met Chris because he was part of the larger digital friend group and went and recruited him to joining the pirate ship at the time that was Geekdom. Why be in the Navy when you can come join the pirates?
The way that I first learned about Geekdom was actually through my mother-in-law. She found a clipping in the newspaper. This is all the way back in 2012. And she clipped this newspaper article and said, hey, I think you might like this place. And I remember going down there for the first time and seeing the environment and feeling the energy. In the early days of Geekdom, you'd walk around and some of the founders of Rackspace were just hanging out there. Pat Condon was there, and I started talking with him. And he kind of introduced himself and asked me a little bit about my background. And I told him that I love doing software and building things. And I recall that he said, you know, we've got a lot of people here with ideas, but not a lot of people that can build things. And so we need more people like you here. And I thought that was super cool.
My name is Christian Torres. I am the manager of employer partnerships at Codeup. I was friends on Twitter with a lot of people that were involved in the tech district, and I mean, this was before it was a tech district. They were just technical people. There were events at Geekdom that I wanted to go and check out. There was one iOS developer event where I was like, I want to be an iOS developer. I'm going to go check this out. After the first one, I was like, nope, can't do this. But these people are really cool. So I just really wanted to be more around people that were doing really cool stuff. And one thing led to another, and here I am. To me, community, when it comes to what's outside there on Houston Street, is people being helpful to each other and understanding that something isn't just about you. Right, we're all here because we're trying to benefit. Right, everybody wants to get somewhere, but you know you can't do it by yourself, and you shouldn't do it by yourself. But being able to be part of a community, to me, has always been running into somebody and seeing, hey, first of all, how are you doing? Right, how are things? How are the kids? How's this? And then saying, hey, what have you been up to? Anything really cool? Oh, you're building a WordPress website? I actually know some people that'll be able to help you out. And being able to connect them, and then seeing down the line what that did. So it's just literally getting in front of people, being enthusiastic, caring about what they want. And it isn't just like, what can I do? What can you do for me? It's what can I do for you? And then it ultimately always kind of just, it recirculates itself to really get to that point.
90% of the reason I live in San Antonio is because of the things Geekdom has provided for me. So you can do a straight line back to Nick Longo and Graham and Lorenzo. I have a huge amount of gratitude to those folks. Anything Graham wants, like, he calls me, I'll do it. Like, that's because I see the straight line of the ball that those two guys, Nick and Graham, got rolling, and how much of an impact that's had on my life. I met the co-founders of Codeup there at Geekdom. So it was Jason and Chris. They were part of my approach to getting involved in the Geekdom community. And really what I tried to do when I got involved in the Geekdom community was try to be somebody that came in and tried to contribute and make the community better first before asking anything of the community. And I started to gravitate to the people that thought the same way. So Jason and Chris at the time were running, the web dev meetup, which was super powerful. It's a huge meetup at the time. We'd get 200 or 300 people up there on the 11th floor at the Weston Center. And I would gravitate to guys like them and ladies too, who were folks that were giving back to the community and trying to make it stronger and better. And that's how I got to know them. We all were like-minded that both San Antonio and the tech community could be something bigger and better than we'd founded.